Desde lejos he llegado hacia ti, te traigo flores del camino y te voy a cantar mi canción. Yemaya, madre de la creación, desde lejos he llegado hacia ti. Tú que sabes todos los misterios, por favor, te quiero, te abro mi corazón, voy a ver Yemaya, me mueve con fuerza y caridad. Esté preparado para seguir el camino y por donde me lleves tan bendito destino. El camino de mi vida será de amor y que mi corazón siempre esté tocado, que fluya el amor, no me voy sin parar y que el mundo que vivimos tenga felicidad. Llévame, Yemaya, llévame, Yemaya, llévame, Yemaya, tus aguas sagradas me voy a curar. Llévame, Yemaya, río infinito que no para de fluir, sabe para mí y para ti y para todos los que estamos aquí. Quiero sentir el ritmo del amor fatal y que cantemos y bailemos con Yemaya. Llévame, Yemaya, llévame, Yemaya, llévame, caballos blancos me vas a mandar y con la luna llena y tus olas salvajes me voy a bañar. Pura, pura, y sabe conocer ese bailar, enséñame lo bello que eres. Pura, pura, y sabe conocer ese bailar, enséñame lo bello que eres. Y todo el mundo sabroso para la diosa de mar vamos a cantar, y todo el mundo con sabrosura para la diosa de mar vamos a cantar. Yemaya, hacia el sur Yemaya, Yemaya, puro Yemaya. Yemaya, hacia el sur Yemaya, Yemaya, puro Yemaya. Llévame, Yemaya, llévame, Yemaya, llévame,
I'm a 4-year-old little girl watching Vaselina, just the Mexican version of Grease. We go every weekend to the same musical show because I love it so much. Now I know the dances and the songs. I wear the t-shirt everywhere I go. And my father, he has a huge stereo system with a microphone. So in the afternoons and on the weekends I'm singing and they're recording me and applauding me and cheering me and encouraging me. I feel a part of the youth band Timbiriche. Sometimes I'm Paulina Rubio, and other times I'm Alex, and other times I'm Sasha. Doesn't matter. My boyfriend is Diego, and I feel powerful, capable, shining like them. And then life happened. My parents divorced at age when I was 4, and then we moved to the United States. And all of a sudden I had a stepmom and a little brother. And did you know in California they discriminate against Mexicans just because they come from south of the border and they have accents? And there was no Paulina Rubio. On top of all that, people speak of how impossible it is to make it in Hollywood. You want to go to Hollywood? 1 in a million. You're just one of the girls. And it's just all filled with drugs and alcohol and terrible sexual traumas. You shouldn't go there. I was discouraged from believing in it and even trying it. Marita, it's my stepmom. Can I please, will you drive me to an audition for a theater play? Please, pretty please. Tanya, why do you want to do that? That world is full of drugs and alcohol. You will just end up doing drugs. Don't do that. Dad, can I please take these theater classes? I really want to do these theater classes. Tanya, you're so smart. You should go to law school. So the closest I could come to it was dance. And dance I did. I was in the performing dance group. I won the performing dance award. I choreographed. And yet the discouragement grew worse. Emotional overeating, using food to feel better about myself made me gain weight, and the people around me at school teased me. And then because I was smart and good at academics, I was just encouraged to pursue academics and go into law. You don't have the body of a dancer, said one teacher. Do you know how hard it is to make it in dance professionally, said another. You just have such a slim chance. Why take the risk, said another. You don't make money from the arts, said my dad. And so on, and so on, and so on. They all meant well, but they were just passing down their own experiences of disappointment. Now, I want to ask you, what is your own version of this story? I want you to think about that time when you were young and innocent and trusted in your intuition, which shone through via your dreams and your desires. That time when you were super clear about who you are and what you wanted. You were brimming with enthusiasm. I invite you to imagine that time when your dreams and your vision were as clear as a pure mountain stream, doubt and worry and fear free. That was all the time before the world's worries and woes were laid upon you. The time before your dreams and your visions were squelched by the weight of the world and its traumas, and before the words and the judgments and fears of others fell upon your ears and tainted and left their marks on your dreams and your visions and your heart. Before there was ever a question of whether it was possible for you or not. Reminders, this is not about how it looks. This is not about anybody else. This is certainly not about fitting into society's prescribed beauty standards. This is about how you feel, about loving yourself, about connecting with yourself and your capacities. Of course, this then pours out into the world, but the main intention is that connection with that inner purity and allowing that to flow out to the rest of the world. Now, connect in with that intention of loving yourself, of connecting with that inner purity and certainty, your inner star. And anytime that you wander, I want you to come back to this center within. Comparing myself to others who are more successful or better than me, or setting up really high standards of success only deter me from getting out there and dancing and choreographing. And it works better for me to be devotional about dance, to practice mindfulness through dance and movement and music and be in the moment. Then it opens up this whole world. by giving attention, I actually receive attention, not the other way around. Instead of always trying to seek others' attention. And now as an adult, my updated perspective is that the fun, the joy, and the reward is not so much the result, to be on the stage in front of millions of people and be a star. Now I find reward in simply doing it. The dancing, the performing in life, and unexpected, unplanned results of it, like the connections, the collaborations, the fun. Here's a quote from Mark Nepo's The Book of Awakening. Unfortunately, we are encouraged, even trained, to get attention when the renewing secret of life is to give attention. From performing well on tests to repositioning ourselves for promotions, we are schooled to believe that to succeed we must get attention and be recognized as special, when the threshold to all that is extraordinary in life opens only when we devote ourselves to giving attention, not getting it. Things come alive for us when we dare to see and recognize everything as special. So, my dear Paulina Rubio, Shakira, my childhood idols, it took me years of frustration and disappointment in myself to comprehend my only wish was to be seen. I didn't need to be on that stage before hundreds of thousands. I finally understood that dance, theater, and singing were only mediums to blossom my awareness and to pay attention to what is going on within, to what is going on without, and the interplay between. To recognize the filters and fears that I was passed down and to face them, to make new choices. By paying attention, awareness makes everything come alive and blossom, transforming every moment of life into magic and beauty. Now that I see myself, the more performance is about giving. And this applies to so many things in life. If you long for attention, give yourself attention. If you long for love, give yourself love. So some might think, who am I at 40 to go back to choreographing? Well, I've always kept dancing, or for the most part, I hesitated to choreograph. And while I was already hesitating to do it, I double hesitated for a moment to do it to my super talented boyfriend's original song and live music. It'd been so long. I could have obsessed about what he or others thought about it, but instead I simply do it and watch the other two women who are facing their fears by dancing with me and show up for them the way I wish I had been encouraged back in the day. I reparent myself and others